Hey, this is Gary Boss here with Audio Technica, talking to Pro Audio Land about some mic tips and tricks and whatnot. And this segment I'm going to call Gary's Top 9 Mic Mistakes. And why isn't it top 10? Well, the long story short is I couldn't think of a 10th one, but the reality is his top 10 lists are way too overrated. So, and I'm going to cheat a little bit here because I can't remember all my own top 9 lists. So, number 1 is too many mics for the job. Never use 2 and 1 will do. And this is going to sound very funny coming from a mic manufacturer to tell you maybe you don't need to use that many microphones. But a common misperception is if you need to mic something, put a bunch of mics and it'll sound bigger. Well, the reality, and you can watch a segment I'm going to do called the 3-to-1 rule, is the more mics you use, the more problems you can have with phase, and it can actually make it sound thinner. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 would be choosing the wrong mic or monitor placement in a live situation and then blaming the mic. So a lot of times these microphones, well, in every instance, they have a polar pattern. And if you don't know what that polar pattern is, it is very likely that you are going to be placing your monitors in the wrong spot. This can be from vocals, or this could be from a drum perspective. Let's say I have a condenser pointed down on my hi-hat, and then I have the drum fill sitting right there for the drummer. I'm blowing audio right back into that microphone. So mic placement and selection is very important in this category where, you know, choose the right mic and know where to put your monitors. Okay, number 3 is a biggie, and I know people do it, and I'm going to explain why it's bad. You get to the club, sound guy takes your mic, they loop the cable through the guitar amp handle, and then they drape it over the front of the amp, and they mic your guitar that way. Well, 2 things are going on there. First of all, microphones are made to sing in the front, or what they call on-axis. So the audio should be coming in from the front. When you have that hanging over, obviously, you're picking it up on the side of the microphone, so you're attenuating the sound, and you're just going to have to ride your faders more. That's number 1, so you're not optimizing the mic. Number 2 is off axis. The mic sounds very different. It's all engineered to go right into the front of the microphone, so your sound's going to be horrible too. So not only do you have low output from the mic, but you've got bad sound too. All right, so don't do that. We're moving on to number 4 here. Okay. I'm a drummer, and this is just a personal pet peeve, and I'm just appealing to everyone out there. When you guys put mics and mic clips on snares and hi-hats, make certain you have A, the right mic clip, and B, it's not an old, busted, stretched out mic clip. Because I can't tell you how many times you play and you look over and the snare mic is just banging on the snare and you're trying to jam it in while you're playing, or the same thing with a hi-hat, it falls through and it's being held up by the cable on the mic stand. Get the right mics and clips and make sure your clips are good. Okay, that's just a personal preference for me. Number 5 is improper mic storage. Please do not take your mics after a gig and throw them in a milk crate and stick them in the back room. They get nasty, they get beat up. You made a big investment in these mics, and these mics have magnets in them. So if you're anywhere near iron filings or steel wool, that stuff can get in the microphone and stick on the element and just destroy your microphone. So we include a little zipper pouch. There are cases made for these things. Use them. Number 6, not cleaning vocal microphones. This is a big deal for me too. All right, so here we have our vocal microphone. We have it on stage. If you're a club owner or a PA owner or you own a microphone, these do come apart. We can take this off. I can take this head case here. You never want to mess with this. I can take this head case. It has foam on the inside. I can take Listerine, toothbrush, brush my mic ball. Then I can take this foam out, sudsy water, dry it out, put it back in. Good as new. Thanks. It's gross. You guys are gross. All right, we're moving on. Number 7. Okay, not knowing what the instrument is supposed to be sound like. So many times people go into a studio, the engineer will sit there, kind of inexperienced engineer, they'll set up all the instruments and he'll just start miking them. He'll go into the control room and turn up faders. The reality is he never came out and decided what it was supposed to sound like. You should always go in the room if there's a drummer there. Have the drummer play without even mics on the kit and listen to the kit. Have the guitar player play. Know what the instrument's supposed to sound like. So that's number 7. Number 8, I call mic placement and use your ears. Again, instruments, you've already gotten the overall sound of the instrument, but when you go to where you're going to place the mic, and someone's playing acoustic guitar, get down and put your head where you're going to place that microphone. Very small changes in placement of microphone actually will change the sound dramatically, and that's for toms, that's for a kick drum, that's for acoustic, violin, whatever it is. Just make certain the guy doesn't blow your head off. But again, get in there and find out what it's going to sound like and where it sounds best, and then you can make minor changes from there. And number 9 is like the biggie. This is the biggie. In a live mic situation, please don't cup the ball of the microphone. The second you've done that, you have in 2 seconds erased about 5 years of development on that microphone, because these capsules are made to have audio get into the back of this element that shapes the pattern, has to do with the audio content of the microphone. The second I've done that, I've changed the polar pattern of this microphone, in the worst case, to an omnidirectional, and I've also made it sound thin and hollow. And the reality, I know it looks cool, but at the end of the day, don't want your voice to come through, right? Maybe, kind of. Anyways, that was my top 9 mistakes. Thanks.